Hi, I'm Susan Chavinsky with Morningstar. Financial experts agree. Many of us are better off delaying filing for Social Security if we can afford to. But some new research from Morningstar suggests that may not be the case quite as often as you might think. Joining me to discuss this new research is Jason Kephart. Jason is Director of Multi-Asset Ratings for Morningstar and co-author of the new research report, The State of Retirement Income. Viewers can download the research via a link beneath this video. Nice to see you today, Jason.
Thanks for having me, Susan.
All right, so in Morningstar's latest retirement income paper, you took a look at the impact of some non-portfolio guaranteed income sources, such as Social Security and annuities, on retirement spending strategies. So broadly, what did you find when you sort of add these into the mix?
Yeah, very broadly, we found when you add this into kind of your portfolio withdrawals, you're generally going to end up with higher spending, which isn't super surprising. But what we found was for the guaranteed income like annuities and kind of like tips ladders, you tend to end up with lower ending balances. That's because you need an outflow from the portfolio to get these guaranteed income. But I think the guaranteed income that most people are going to get is Social Security. And that's one that I think is really interesting because not only does it increase your spending, but some of the flexible withdrawal strategies like our guardrail strategy become more efficient when you add Social Security into the mix.
All right, so let's drill down specifically to that data you looked at that was related to Social Security and lifetime retirement income. Now, first, before we get to that, remind viewers why, Social Security is often encouraged to delay filing rather than to take it at your full retirement age.
Yeah, because at 67 at your full retirement age, you get about 100% of what is owed to you by the Social Security Administration. Every year you delay it, though, you get an extra bonus. So at 70, you get like 124%. So delaying it gives you more money, which is a good thing, but also there might be challenges getting to that 70 mark before you claim it.
Now, Jason, while a lot of financial experts and professionals say that, it does make sense for a lot of people to delay, they're kind of saying that in isolation. Your research found that it may not make as much sense to delay to, say, age 70 if you don't know where your income's going to be coming from to sort of pay those bills between the age that you retire and age 70. Delve into that.
Yeah, it really comes down to the people who want to retire before age 70, but still wait till 70 to claim Social Security. You got to figure out how you're going to pay for your bills in between then, living expenses, vacations, what have you. And if you're having to tap in your portfolio between that period, well, then that's less money that's going to appreciate over time, what's left over from the retirement withdrawals. So I think that's the challenge you really have to think about. Now, you could have income sources from things like rental properties. Maybe your spouse is still working. So there might be other income sources, but that's what I really think you have to think about is how am I going to get from retirement to age 70?
Now, the data in your research indicates that delaying Social Security is the best solution for those investors who have what you call a bridge strategy. So what's a bridge strategy?
Yeah, so a bridge strategy is how are you going to pay for the bills, basically, right? And we touched on it could be other sources of income. And for most people, it might have to be with portfolio withdrawals, though. And, that might be fine, but I do think you have to really consider those trade-offs. So if you're taking, I think our safe withdrawal rate was 3.7%. So if you're taking 3.7% out of your portfolio, well, that's only 94% of your portfolio you're going to have left to kind of appreciate and grow along with the markets over the long term. And so as you're taking these portfolio withdrawals out in the meantime, you're essentially trading off spending now for your ending balance at the end of the retirement.
Now, what about those who retire at their full retirement age, delay filing until age 70, but then have to use those portfolio withdrawals to meet those income needs? The ramification is they're going to have less at the end?
Yeah, that's kind of what we found is you have less money at the end, all else equal. And I think that's just something people have to think about. And, maybe you're okay with that. Maybe you want to retire and you're fine spending from your portfolio. That's totally cool. But yeah, I think those are the things you just have to consider. I think when people say, delay as long as you can, you just got to think about it a little bit more. It's not just as easy a decision as, let's just wait.
Right. So then what would you say is the final takeaway here for investors, Jason, to delay or not to delay?
I think, in a perfect world, if you're happy working till 70 and waiting till retire at 70 and take Social Security, then that's what we found is kind of the best solution. But I think it's not really realistic for most people. Most people might be forced to retire earlier than they want. And some people might, want to retire earlier. So I think that's kind of, you need to just think about where am I going to get the money from? And if it's from your portfolio, the more you're taking out earlier, the less you're going to have at the end, even with Social Security being higher payouts by delaying.
Well, Jason, thank you for your time. This is really great new research around a topic that's of huge interest to anybody who wants to retire.
Thanks for having me, Susan.
I'm Susan Javinsky with Morningstar. Thanks for tuning in.